What's up, good people? I want to share with you a message today. Spiritual gifts versus talent. Spiritual gifts and talent are two total polar opposite things. Spiritual gifts are, number one, given by God and only God. Spiritual gifts have deeper meaning, content, and value to them. They actually serve a purpose. They're more meaningful, and they are actually meant to lift up and inspire and motivate people. And where talent can be a very good entertainment tool, but it's not really a uplifting tool. It's harder to move people spiritually with talent. It's easier to move people spiritually with the spiritual gift because they go hand in hand. They are actually related. The spirit and the spiritual gift are both given by God. So it's like talking the same language. It's communicating in the same language. So talent, you can't really move people. You can't really inspire them. You can't really motivate them. Not totally. I mean, it is possible to move someone with the talent, but with the spiritual gift, it's so much easier because all you have to do is lend yourself to the gift inside of you, and a lot of times you don't even realize or remember what you said, what you did, because you were in the spirit, and the spirit is present. And whenever you are acting out that spiritual gift, so those things go hand in hand. You can't turn left onto Commonwealth Boulevard. You can't really have that deep sensation of, man, I'm really serving a purpose. I'm really touching somebody's life and somebody's heart with my talent. But with the spiritual gift, good people, with a spiritual gift, you can do that. A spiritual gift doesn't have to be always, trained or groomed. It's just really what God places on the inside of you. And I think that even that is for a purpose. If we can train and groom a spiritual gift into something greater, then you know what we're going to do? We're going to take the credit for it. But if we just act on what's inside of us, and we know that God's Spirit is the one who's doing it all and actually giving the gift, that it's not you, all you are is a vessel, then guess what? You're going to give God full and total credit. You're going to give him all of the credit. So that's the difference between a spiritual gift and just having a particular talent. And not to say talent is bad. Actually, if you use them both together, it can be powerful. But definitely, I would say, as far as influence and as far as power, that the spiritual gift it supersedes talent. And spiritual gift doesn't always have to sound the best or look the best or perform the best, but it can have the best outcome, the best results. You don't have to be the best singer when you're acting on your spiritual gift to get to get somebody's attention or to grasp the audience, because really what all you have to do is act on what's inside of you, and that is enough. You know, the spirit alone is going to start to work and move in that individual because it's like, I recognize that spirit. I recognize that. So you guys, you don't have to force the spirit. You don't have to force a spiritual gift. You don't. You literally, if some people have it and some people don't. It's all about what God, what kind of assignment he gave you. You know, you were born with it. It takes some pruning and some going through some things to actually pull it out or get it to the level that God wants it to be. But it's already inside of you, good people. If it's there, it's nothing that the world can do to diminish it. They can't manipulate it to the point where it's not effective because they can't touch. The one thing this world can't do is touch the spirit. So if you have a spiritual gift, nobody can take that from you. And you don't have to pump it up. You don't have to get behind it and try to create this big hoopla, because all you have to do is open up to those things that God has already put inside of you, and it's going to do the rest. You don't really have to tell people to, to get up off their feet, or, jump around, clap your hands, slap your neighbor. I mean, all that is good. That's fine and dandy. But with the spiritual gift, it's really not needed. You're just putting extra salt on something that's already seasoned. And sometimes when we do that, when you put that extra seasoning on there, it becomes too salty, and it takes away from the meal. And I like that word, meal. It takes away from the meal that you're trying to, because all we're doing with spiritual gifts, we're feeding God's people. So don't turn them away by trying to add your salt to it. The seasoning is already the spirit. See, that's talent. Talent, you have to add all these other things to it. You have to add all these other layers. You have to dress it up. You have to clothe it. You have to present it in a certain way. But the spirit, all you have to do is be obedient to it, and it'll do the rest, good people. So that's the difference between having a spiritual gift and a talent. Spiritual gift will take you a lot further, and a spiritual gift has a lot deeper meaning. It's powerful. It's transcending and transforming. Where a talent is good, is entertaining. You might get a couple of people to laugh, a couple of people to clap and cry. You might even have people speaking about it, that night, or on the internet, or you might have the internet going nuts. You might have social media going crazy, but the next day it dies down. The spirit never dies down, because it's an everyday thing. It's eternal. So whenever you're using using your spiritual gift, and you operating in the spirit of that spiritual gift that God's giving you, then that's life changing. That's transcending. People will go to their deathbeds remembering that moment that their life was changed, because you spoke to the spirit with your spiritual gift. So that's the difference between the spirit and against just talent. I mean, talent, it can't hold the candle up. It's like, literally, spiritual gift is the sun. Talent is like holding that candle up to the sun. It pales in comparison. Spiritual gifts is really what you want to operate in, because those things are eternal. They are powerful, they have purpose, and they serve a greater meaning and a greater cause. So go out there today, good people. Serve and operate, move and live within your spiritual gift, and people's lives will be changed. And not only people's lives will be changed, you'll be amazed. Your life will change. Trust God, love hard, and everything else will fall into place. I love y'all.